Rage goes live. Law knocks back.
Stack up, move, go, go! Flash out! On the ground! Drop it!
He pressed post and started a war with reality.
Threat at the Gate, in theaters now.
Federal agents just kicked down a door in Illinois, and what they found should terrify every American. Trent Schneider, 57 years old, thought he could threaten the president of the United States on social media and get away with it. Well, he was wrong, dead wrong. This isn't just about a deranged individual. It's about a pattern of escalating violence from the radical left. Trump officials now living in military housing. Their families need armed protection. Death threats have become daily occurrences in the mainstream media. They're practically encouraging it. What you're about to see is the video evidence that got Schneider arrested. So keep watching. As we wrap up 2025, it is time to reflect. Uncertainty isn't temporary anymore. It's our new reality. Waiting for normal isn't a plan. It is a gamble. And for over a decade, Noble Gold Investments has helped Americans protect their families by diversifying with gold and silver. You know, real wealth isn't digital. It's physical. It's lasting, and it's yours. Nobody knows what 2026 will bring. But in uncertain times, precious metals do provide stability. This holiday season, surrounded by family, remember, the best gift isn't under the tree, it is peace of mind. Noble Gold delivers that peace, 1 ounce at a time. So before year's end, take a smart step towards a safer future. Visit nextnewsgold.com for your free wealth protection kit. That's nextnewsgold.com. Don't leave your future to chance. Now, this is TDS gone wild. 57-year-old man, Trent Schneider, arrested after making threats on social media about assassinating President Trump. He said in an Instagram video, "I'm going to get some guns to take care of business myself." That's what he said. I'm going to show you the video. We found it, tracked it down. Here is a local report on this.
Schneider into tonight at Winthrop Harbor.
This is CBS News Chicago.
Tonight, a Winthrop Harbor man is in federal custody for making a threat to kill President Trump.
Prosecutors say he posted a video on social media threatening to shoot the president and others. Our Sabrina Franza is in Winthrop Harbor.
57-year-old Trent Schneider was arrested here and later charged with making a threat in interstate commerce to injure a person. That is a federal charge related to making threatening posts online. Now, prosecutors say Schneider posted a video on Instagram on October 16th saying in part, quote, "I'm going to get some guns to take care of business myself, especially you, Trump," he says. "You should be executed," his words. This is a still frame from that video. It matches the caption cited by the U.S. Attorney's Office, stating Schneider mentions, quote, "losing everything," and says his house auction date is November 4th. The Lake County Sheriff's Office told us the Secret Service asked for a SWAT team to help bring Schneider into custody this morning. In court, Schneider's criminal history was described as lengthy. We've confirmed prior charges for threatening to fire a weapon at a cell phone store and for subsequently trying to flee police. Schneider at one point did name the president in court today. He asked if he could be put up in the, quote, "Trump motel," his words, with popcorn, he says, until his detention hearing. Now that detention hearing is scheduled for Thursday at 2 p.m. Schneider is being held until then. In Winthrop Harbor, Sabrina Franza, CBS News, Chicago.
Now, we do have the video. I'm going to show it to you. First, some additional context. This from One America News.
Authorities arrest the man in Illinois for allegedly making death threats to President Trump. On Monday, 57-year-old Trent Schneider was taken into custody for posting a video on Instagram showing him with multiple guns and saying President Trump must be executed. Schneider made his first court appearance on the same day, telling a judge that he has never been a threat to others and calling his charges fraudulent. Well, he's charged with making true threats to injure another person in interstate commerce, and he will have his detention hearing this Thursday. Authorities arrest him.
All right, you guys want to see the video? I'm going to warn you. I will warn you, there is some language here, and we are simply posting this for context. 57-year-old Illinois man Trent Schneider arrested after posting this Instagram video threatening to kill President Trump. This clip is released for investigative and historical reporting only. Viewer discretion is advised.
And he's got October 16th, 2025. What a fucking miserable fucking time to be alive. It is truly fucking miserable when you fucking trusted a fraud like Donald Trump. Donald Trump, number one, there's several Donald Trumps, okay? He's an actor and he's got body doubles, okay? Most of what he does, they say you're watching a movie, but people like me have suffered real fucking crimes from fucking judges, doctors, lawyers, police. They all should be killed. All of them should be executed for what they've done. They need to be killed. They need to be executed, okay? They are frauds, okay? I think it's time. I've waited long enough. I'm going to get some guns. I know where I can get a lot of fucking guns, and I am going to take care of business myself. I'm tired of all you fucking frauds. People need to fucking die, and people are going to die. Fuck all of you, especially you, Trump. You should be executed.
Yeah. So, again, we're posting this for the context only. Now this man is in custody for that video. Instagram user Trent Schneider arrested in a SWAT raid for repeated threats to execute President Trump. That guy looks like he was crazy enough to do it. I'm glad. From what I understand, that post was flagged by somebody in Florida who saw it and then reported it to the FBI. The investigation started from that point. And we always talk about these mass shooting situations. There's always people posting online about what they intend to do. We always seem to find out after the fact. People go into the social media accounts of these shooters, and they find all this information. Well, this could have been one of those videos that we would have seen after the fact. And thank God this guy is in custody now. Multiple people in Trump's cabinet have now bounties on their heads, multiple death threats a day. They've attempted to assassinate Trump multiple times. They assassinated Charlie Kirk. This is a matter of national security. Leftist rioters have forced Stephen Miller and other Trump officials to move into military housing for their family's safety after threats, protests, and assassination attempts. The left's hatred has gone way too far. Here's a Fox News hit on that.
Yeah, the Paul increasingly are facing so many very serious and violent threats that they find that the only option they have is to actually move their families and themselves onto military bases. Here's the list of some of the notable acts of political motivated violence. Of course, you had June 2022, the plot that was thwarted against Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. You had the Paul Pelosi was attacked in October of 2022. Obviously, you have the assassination attempts on President Trump, both of them. You have the arson at Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's home.
Yeah, and you have, of course, the Charlie Kirk assassination. And I think the Charlie Kirk assassination was such a shock to, especially to anybody who is in public life, that you could go with security to a university and simply have open debate, and you get shot in such a horrific way in front of college students. I'm still not over it. I'm just surprised how in the liberal media it's just kind of just gone away. Here, a lot of conservatives, and of course at Fox News, we have not forgotten. We will not forget. But it has just gone off the pages like, oh, just another day. But the people who are not forgetting, especially, are those in the public eye. And so one of them is Stephen Miller. This is The Atlantic saying Stephen Miller joined a growing list of senior Trump administration and political appointees, at least 6 by our count, living in Washington area military housing, where they are shielded not just from potential violence, but also from protests. It is an ominous marker of the nation's polarization to which the Trump administration has itself contributed. I don't know where they got that from, that some of those top public servants have felt a need to separate themselves from the public. These civilian officials can now depend on the U.S. military to augment their personal security. But so many have made the move that they are now straining the availability of housing for the nation's top uniformed officers.
Increasing.
Stephen Miller recently was recounting what happened to his wife. That they were protesting outside his home, and somebody went up to the front door and got in his wife's face. Here, look at this. Back September 16th, liberal TikTok user calling for the assassination of Elon Musk, Donald Trump after Charlie Kirk, demonically laughing, saying not if this will happen, but when.
If you were gonna get the job done, there were two better candidates.
I have a feeling this video just put you on a few watch lists.
Furthermore, when that happens, and it will, it will, not only will we be insensitive, that'll be the least of your worries. But it's gonna be the biggest fucking celebration.
There's the difference between me and you, all of us and all of you. We don't wish horrible things on people. We don't want that to happen to any of you or any of your leaders. But then you want to turn around and say we are the horrible people. And what did you mean?
Wow, the woman cackling like a witch. And of course, who could forget this? This was just a few days ago. Pam Bondi announcing the arrest of an individual who threatened to kill her entire family. Charged federally and faces prison.
Streets of our city. Good morning. Thank you all for being here, and thank you, Lieutenant Governor, for being here. We've been living through a horrific cycle of political violence in this country. We've seen attacks against police officers, federal agents, including the deadly shooting in the ICE facility in Dallas. Night after night, Antifa wreaks havoc on our streets of our cities. In Minnesota, a gunman murdered a state lawmaker and her husband. It was horrific. An anti-Semitic lunatic tried to burn down Governor Shapiro's house while he was in it with his wife and young children. This week, authorities arrested a man outside a Catholic church in Washington, D.C. with hundreds of explosive devices. And on September 10th, our nation stopped in its tracks with the assassination of Charlie Kirk. We miss him dearly. Unfortunately, I'm here today to talk about similar threats that were made against Benny Johnson and his wife, Kate. Benny's a well-known media personality carrying a message very similar to...
So, I'm sorry, that was actually a press conference that Pam Bondi was referring to the threats against Benny Johnson. But then there was this. This was a couple days ago. That's what I was referring to. Legislation, a Minnesota man arrested after allegedly offering $45,000 for the assassination of Attorney General Pam Bondi. The suspect faces federal charges and remains in custody pending the investigation. Now, from what I understand, that individual was released on bond. Oh, my goodness. Trump, Mike Engelman writing October 28th, Trump had held rallies for over a year, but Butler, Pennsylvania was the only Trump rally CNN covered. That question still remains unanswered. Why was that the only one CNN covered? There's so many unanswered questions about Butler. We may never actually get them. Why was that rooftop left open? I think the whole thing was orchestrated as the last-ditch effort by the deep state to finally end Donald Trump's campaign and his life so that the deep state can continue to thrive. Well, God had other plans that day. But just another example of the outrageous behavior and language coming out of the left. New York Post just posted this 9 hours ago about the deranged Instagram user Trent Schneider, arrested in a SWAT raid for repeated threats to execute President Trump. Trent Schneider, Winthrop Harbor, posting threats towards Trump, leading to federal charges. The photo on the left is an exhibit. Look what he posted that. He literally posted that. This is not a threat. After losing everything in my house auction date, Donald Trump should be executed. Wow. That's what he posted. He posted that image, and then he posted that video. This is where we're at right now, folks. But thankfully, these people are getting arrested. They're getting charged. Let's just hope that other people are listening, like this lunatic here. If you have value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. So this is where we are, America. The left has normalized violence against conservatives to the point where people feel comfortable posting assassination threats with their real names attached. Schneider displayed firearms, said Trump should be executed, and he thought that was acceptable political discourse. Stephen Miller's family's in hiding. Pam Bondi had a $45,000 bounty on her head. Conservative speakers can't appear in public without security details. This is not free speech. It's called domestic terrorism. And every media outlet that called Trump a threat to democracy has blood on their hands when these lunatics act out. So here's my question. Should social media companies face criminal liability when they allow death threats to spread on their platforms? Because they banned Trump for far less than what they're allowing against him now. If you want to support our work, check out our merch shop. Real Americans stand with law and order.